Hello friends, in this one I'm going to be doing portrait retouching from start to finish. This is Twisted Creative. Blemish is my name. If it's your first time on this channel or you've been watching on this channel and you've not subscribed, please do where to subscribe. It's going to help in the algorithm to keep this channel running and to keep it free forever. Not only just subscribing, but also click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime a new video is released. Without wasting much time, let's get into it. This is the image we're going to be using. So we're going to click on the image, use our Ctrl J to duplicate for extra one more layer for before and after. With this our tool selected, this patch tool, let's right click and choose the patch tool. Then we'll circle around it like this, then we'll move it to a better location to patch it. Let's remove the blemishes. Now we're done removing the blemishes, so we're going to select this top one and use our Ctrl J twice to duplicate extra two layers. So we have to take this one and rename this to color. Then we have to take this other one, we have to rename this to details. Then we have to rename this as main though. So we have to disable this detail layer, then select this color layer, then go to filter, then blur, then Gaussian blur. We're going to take a radius that is going to suit this particular image. The more you put the radius, the lesser the smoothness is going to be on the skin. So let's take 4 for radius now and hit OK. So we're going to select this detail layer, then enable it, go to image, then apply image. We are going to apply these colors to these details. So we're going to click on this spot and choose colors because we already have details selected here. Then is this layer that we are applying to it. The channel should be RGB. Let's go to blending and choose subtract because it's 8-bit frequency separation. We're going to make sure none of this is checked. The scale should be 2, offset is going to be 128, so hit OK. Then go to blend mode and choose linear light, and it's going to appear like the same image as if nothing has been done there. We have to select this color layer, then go to our brush tool, right click and choose mixer brush tool. Just copy this setting. It's just like a beginner settings, like settings you can just do and get away with it. Okay, so this settings is okay. Let's increase our brush size, start scrubbing on the image. You have to scrub the highlights separately, the midtone separately, and the shadows separately. So we're going to be starting from the forehead here. Let's assume that this is the highlight. Let's just scrub within this spot. Let's scrub within this spot. We'll just continue scrubbing like that. Then you can reduce your brush tool to match the location you want to scrub, as in like as you can see on this. So let's just continue scrubbing. Make sure you don't scrub the midtone to the shadow or scrub the highlights to the midtone. So let's continue. So these areas are midtones. I'm going to consider this area to be shadows. And just scrub it like so. Though we need this area to be kind of dark, a kind of like the contours. That is going to separate the midtone, highlights, and the shadows. Like I have to move here now and continue dabbing from scrubbing here. So I have to reduce my brush and scrub towards this direction like so. Scrub here. Increase the brush. Then you're going to scrub these highlights here. There's one thing we have to consider here. If you are scrubbing, you notice that it's eating up the highlights. So that's why we have to replace these highlights soon after now. So we have to scrub and make this image smooth. So we have to scrub here separately. This seems to be the highlight. Then let's reduce the brush and scrub these shadows underneath the lip here. Then continue from here. Then under this part is considered as the shadow, so we'll scrub them together like so. I think this part should be scrubbed like so. Then if possible, let's just see if there's anything we have to do to the forehead again. So let's consider the face part done. Then let's go to the shoulders. Now we're done with the frequency separation. Let's select this and use our Ctrl G to place them in a group. I'm going to rename this group as frequency separation, that is FX. Then hit OK. So we now have the frequency separation. Let's see the before and after. So let's take a look at the frequency separation stuff. This is the before, this is the after. Isn't that amazing already? Now we're done with the frequency separation. As you can see, the image is like a little bit dark. So let's go to this spot. Let's hold our control down, shift down, alt down, and press E to create a stamp visible layer or visible stamp layer. Let's go to the adjustment layer here and choose levels. We're going to take this middle slider backward a little to add brightness to it, as in going to be cool brightness. Then we're going to bring this guy down a bit to add a little contrast. Then since the image is bright enough but not really as we want for the now, let's take it like this for the now. Let's select this, hold our control to select the image, and use our Ctrl E to merge them. We just want it to be merged so that we're not going to be confusing. Let's click on the adjustment layer here and choose curves. Then we need to take this slider backward to create a very bright highlight on the face. Use our Ctrl I to invert it. Take our main brush tool, which is this. We take the opacity to 100, the flow to 100, and reduce the size of the stuff. We'll pick our brush and make sure the foreground color is white, then the background color is black. Then we'll paint on the forehead like so. Then we'll add another one. Then I think we'll add one here. Then we'll bring a little very short one here. Then we'll have to add here also. Then place a shorter one. Then shortest one. Then at least we'll have that angle there under the eyes there. So we'll do the same thing to this part. We'll do the same thing to this part like so. Then a shorter one and the shortest one. For the nose top, we're going to draw from here and follow the line straight. Then we can create a little circle on the nose here to lift it very well. Then we reduce the brush to a very tiny one. Then draw one here. Then we'll draw another one here. We increase the brush again and draw underneath here. Then put a small one here, then a small one at the top here. Then we'll click on the adjustment layer again and choose the same curve. So we have to create the bone, and this is going to be as the shadows. We're going to bone. We're going to use this one as bone, then the first one as dodge. Then we can close this, and let's just rename this as bone. Then this other guy to be dodge. I'm going to select the bone and use our Ctrl I to invert the bone. With our brush tool also selected and the foreground color white and background color black, then we'll start painting again. By this time around, we're going to be painting on this part like so. Paint like this and paint like this. Then do the same thing to these parts. Then paint like this, if possible, on the hair. Then you paint from here like so. Then you can take it across the nose like this to make the nose erect and sharp very well. Then you can draw one here. Then I think it's fine. Then you draw one here. You see that you can do it one side or both sides. Then you can draw underneath here. As you are burning, you consider those areas that are dark in nature. Let's reduce the brush side. Draw here. Then we can add a little here. Then draw here. Then we can also draw here. just like that. It's very easy, depend on how your image is looking at a time. Just draw and you'll be good to go. I'm going to click on this to bring out this box back, then click on this part. You take it from 0 pixel. As you move it forward, you take it until you see. So this is it. I think this is it. Select the layer mask of the dodge, then go push the feathering forward to smoothen it up. So you push it until the smoothness will be fine, will be okay. Let's select the first one, hold our control to select the second one, then use our control G to place them in a group. Then we'll call this dodge and burn, which is D and B. So this is dodge and burn. So let's see the before and after. So this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So you can equally reduce the opacity of this dodge and burn, and you can also open it, then go to the burn. Like I can see the burn is too much, the color is too much, so let's reduce the burn. This is before and this is after, this is before and this is after. So let's select this top layer and go to the adjustment layer and choose hue and saturation. Click on the master here and choose red. Then go to desaturate up to like 80%, minus 80. We go to yellow here and desaturate up to minus 80 also. Then I think we are fine with that. Then we'll close this, use our control I to invert it. Select the brush, make sure the foreground is white and background is black. Make sure your opacity is at 100 or thereabouts. Then we paint on the eyes to whiten the eyes. Let's take this hue and saturation to the top and rename it to eyes whitening. Eyes white. Let's say eyes white. So this is the before the eye whitening and this is after the eyes whitening. With this one selected, let's go to the adjustment layer again and choose curves. I'm going to drag the white slider backward to create highlights on those highlight areas, and we're going to close this. Then double click here to bring out the layer style boss. We have to drag this dark slider of the underlying layer forward to separate those shiny area, those highlights from the shadows and midtones. Then we have to hold down our Alt and click on this to split the angle apart, then spread it out for a smoother transition. Then I'm going to hit OK here. Take our brush tool, make sure opacity is 100 and flow is 100 and the foreground color white and background color black. Increase the brush size, then use your Ctrl I to invert. Increase the brush size, then you can paint on the highlight areas like so. So you can also paint on the lips to make it pop. Then the forehead. So it's like it's looking too much on the forehead. Let's reduce the opacity for the forehead and the flow for the forehead. Dab a little here. I think it's fine this way. I think this part is not shiny enough. We have to go to the adjustment layer again and choose curves for the second time. We have to pull the bright slider backward to create highlight. Based on this part, create the highlight. Then double click to bring out the layer style boss again. We have to send this dark slider of the underlying layer forward to secure that part, this part in particular. Then hold our Alt to split it apart, then spread it to create that shine there, to create the transition, smoothness, and hit OK. Then I'm going to select the layer mask, use our Ctrl I to invert. Then with our brush selected, opacity at 100, flow at 100, then we can just dab on that spot. We have to do general brightness for this image. Hold our Ctrl, hold our Shift, then I'm going to hold our Alt and press E to create a stand visible layer again. By this time around, we're going to be going into camera raw, but we have to right click and convert to smart object. Then we'll go to filter, then camera raw filter. Then we can adjust the brightness here. Then the contrast should be. Then temperature, we have to bring the temperature down a bit. So let's zoom in. Then we'll go down to color grade. This is the mid-tone. We have to make it orangish, a kind of. We can bring down the orange color, and because of the lightness, as in bring down the lightness of the screen. We can add colors to the shadows, like let's go to this aqua. Let's reduce the intensity. Let's just experiment and see what is going to be good for our image. If you are taking this, that means we are going to increase the orange look. Then we can take it to the orange part. So we're going to bring the saturation down a bit. Bring the saturation down. Take it to the blue parts. I don't think we really want so much on the highlight. Let's increase the brightness because we'll leave it at the center so that it's going to be natural. Then we'll increase the light for it. I think that should be fine. We are done with the color grade now. Let's increase the exposure. Let's decrease the highlights a bit. I think it's fine. The whites, I want them up a kind of. Let's increase the highlights, and I think that should be fine on camera raw. Let's hit OK. This is before the camera raw filter. This is after the camera raw filter. Let's go to image adjustment, brightness and contrast, and just pull it up a bit. So just pull it up a bit, and I think we are good to go. So let's see the general before and after. Let's hold down our Alt and see the before and the after. The before and the after. Isn't that amazing? This is the before. Isn't that amazing? And this is the after. Isn't that amazing? That's it for this video. If you find it interesting, helpful and useful, let us know in the comment section telling us the area it has helped and the area we need to improve on. Like I said earlier, if it's your first time on this channel or you've been watching and you've not subscribed, please do me a favor. Do me a favor by subscribing. It's going to help in the algorithm to keep the channel running and to keep it for free forever. Thanks for watching this video. Creative people, keep on creating. Keep on creating. See you in the next one. Bye for now.